Sir, this energy signature the ship's picked up, is this truly it?
Yes, I'm aware. This may finally be the thing we've been looking for all this time. Fire up the warp drive.
We're locked on, sir.
Bro, this Ash's creation graphics are way better. Is this what Unreal 5 can do now? Holy shit. These look like real people.
Jesus Christ, this is completely unstable. Are you sure
Oh
we're gonna
my
be
god.
okay?
Listen, Junior. I think there's no turning back now. It is said deep within the multiverse, two entities have been battling it out. Tab targeting and action combat. And today, we're about to witness this battle with our very own
Tab targeting and
eyes.
action combat. Yep. Jesus Christ.
Hey, what up, boys? So
What a fucking intro. That was really good. I like that a lot. So, what do I think? Before we even watch the video, what do I think about tab targeting versus, fucking aimed abilities? Action combat. I think that you should either have an alternative. I think that auto attacks should be tab targeting for ranged abilities outside of maybe PvP. Like, I think for PvE content, aiming every single auto attack is an endeavor. Like, I did this in New World. It is an endeavor. It is stressful. But I think for your actual attacks, like an attack like New World Fireball or like the mage thing that like Mitch Jones was using, I think the abilities that your character uses should be action combat, and the auto attack type things should be they should be tab targeted. That's what I think.
Tomorrow is an important day for the development of Ashes of Creation. We are finally getting our first glances at the combat direction Intrepid have chosen for the launch of Alpha 2. But I must emphasize, this is just a first glance. It is by no means a full combat reveal. Steven was very explicit about this in his announcement a couple of weeks ago. And since then, I've only released 4 videos.
Wait a minute, am I lazy?
No,
No, not lazy. What do you mean lazy?
I'm not lazy. We do daily uploads on this channel, and you'll accept nothing less. But tangent aside,
Okay.
the team were of course teasing more than just the combat reveal this month, and I'm excited
combat's what
to
matters.
discuss all of that with you today. But before we get into that, grab yourself a...
I love how this guy is like he's not like a really big creator. So like usually, I mean, it's 2 minutes out of a 10-minute video. At 2 minutes out of a 10-minute video, what's it time for? It's time to thank our sponsor, NordVPN. But this guy doesn't have sponsors, so he just made his own fucking sponsor of a fake soda brand. You know, like that's it.
Cola, because I'm extremely nervous about this month's live
I am
stream.
too.
Mainly because paying my rent
can see
depends
why.
on this game not being dog shit. But I still...
That's not true, and you know that, because you were able to farm Warcraft Maulders for Dragonflight, and you probably made more money off of those videos than you did off of the Ashes of Creation ones. Don't fucking lie to me. I know what the numbers are. Don't fucking lie. Yeah, you just farm out Maulders for another game, man. It's not a big deal.
Can't help but think a glass half full update is just paving the way for more uncertainty when it comes to their combat direction, and I'll explain why in today's video. Now, with all that bollocks out of the way, let's begin, shall we? So the reason I'm being such a Debbie Downer with this month's livestream reveal, even though it's supposed to be one of the most important ones yet, is twofold, actually. First of all, going into last month's livestream with extremely low expectations, thinking Intrepid weren't bold enough to show anything beyond developer stage, let alone a brand new biome, a fully rigged race we've not seen in game before, and a full-on real-time tech demo literally innovating.
I feel like this was probably the most this was the second biggest update that they have shown. The biggest update was whenever they went from Unreal 4 to Unreal 5. This is the second biggest update right here. This was massive.
And pioneering brand
Those are
new
palace
technology
cats.
utilizing Unreal Engine
They
5.
can't be
Truly
pets.
a highlight so far for Ashes of Creation's development, and there's absolutely zero chance that we'll get 2 god-tier live streams in a row, right? I mean, surely the mighty Al Gore isn't finished torturing me just yet,
You're supposed to be in a hot tub.
What? Who are you talking to? No, don't be
Yeah,
stupid.
this is
We've
supposed-
still got 2 months of mount showcases, a whole bunch of scope creep to announce, and then we'll be laying off 30 employees
good.
to give them an excuse for slow development. Then, of course, finally, a whole live stream dedicated to rearranging which classes are locked to which races.
Oh boy.
Sorry, no, that's for Pantheon. I'm not sure how that got on my list.
Pantheon.
Anyway, I'll go
Oh
grab
my
the torture
god.
tools.
I think going into a monthly live
No,
stream with
guys, it's not
extens-
OnlyFans. Calm down. Yeah, probably not TOS, but it should be. No, why would it be TOS? What about that is TOS, guys? That's totally normal. Like, you know, yesterday, so I'm over at my dad's house. I got some barbecue yesterday, and I brought over. My dad and I had dinner yesterday, and I open up because he was trying to show me something. I had a question about like my Twitch page. He fucking sees Amarath on the sidebar. He clicks on it, and he says, "How much you want to bet she's not on the screen?" And he clicked on it, and she wasn't. Fucking straight up. Like, he actually knows. Like, how much... I'm like, that, I was just like, wait, what the fuck? He knows, yeah. That was so fucking funny, man.
Expectations almost buried 6 feet under really helps to give you a
No,
nice...
because the thing is, like, here's what happened, right? It's like... So... Basically, he saw her on Miskiff's stream, and then her channel got recommended, so he saw her stream, and I was at Cracker Barrel with my dad, and this is the first time I found out about this, and I'm showing him the ASMR section. I'm like, yeah, look at what these girls do, right? They do like this, you know, they wear like a bikini, they're like, you know, obviously sucking on dick. He's like, yeah, of course. And then I show him, like, look at what they have on, and he's like, oh, that's nothing. You should have seen Amarath's stream yesterday. I'm like, is that right? Is that right? Wow, that's crazy. And the thing is, he wasn't wrong either. Like, it just happened. Oh my fucking god.
Prize, because let's be honest, all the live streams since December have been pretty damn good, and I've got no doubts
they
they
have
don't
been. They've
plan
been
to
good.
disappoint anytime soon, as it's very likely the team are starting to really feel the benefits of UE5 now that they're settled in. But let's talk about the other reason why I'm fairly skeptical, because the combat has been such a huge talking point for this game, and if any update is going to turn some eyes, it's certainly this one.
Lack of confidence.
Hello everyone, Editing Narc here again. It's been a while since I popped in, but I just wanted to add to this segment, the footage in the background is Intrepid's last showcase of their combat iteration. And this was from all the way back in July, if you can believe that. Anyway,
a
back
long
to the
time
video.
ago.
So, ever since the inception of this project, the team have always been up in the air and showing a severe lack of confidence when it comes to the direction of their combat. Do they
It's really hard. That's why. The combat is really, really fucking hard. The thing is, though, is like combat is the thing. Combat is why Lost Ark is a good game. Combat is why I think Diablo 3 is a good game. Like, combat is it's half of the game. At least it's half of the game. Combat is a make or break for games. 100 fucking %.
You want to go all in on tab targeting? Oh, no, that's no good. Okay, then let's switch over to full action mode, grabbing feedback from APOC to debut the root motion attacks featured during the prime of Alpha 1, then patching the combat again towards the end of the test when everyone already quit to go play New World, and garner some feedback for the free flow combat from the remaining 3 players.
I think that New World, the thing is, the New World combat does feel visceral, and it does, whenever you're out by yourself and you're just hitting something, it feels good to hit things with like a hatchet in New World. Like, do you agree with that, guys? I mean, like, yeah, would you say that? Like, yeah, it feels good to hit things in the game. Now, the problem is that what happens a lot with New World is that collision in the game, I think it's just the engine for the collision in this game is garbage. But yeah, that's I think a big problem. It's because of the sound. There's a lot of reasons.
Being high on the copium enough to be one of them. And if I'm honest with you guys, I literally don't give a shit what they choose at this point. I just want them to fucking settle with something and make it the best version of whatever they choose. I have full confidence Intrepid are skilled and knowledgeable enough to implement what they want and make it work great in the current year, as they've clearly got some highly talented developers on their team. I'm so sick to death of this lack of confidence they've shown, bending to the whim of the complaining minorities, and hopefully tomorrow's live stream marks the end of this and we can
I don't know about complaining minorities. The thing is that a lot of times you say that, but it's still a big deal. I think it is a really, really, really big deal. The combat, because if people are complaining about it, it does matter. Like, yeah, people rarely get positive feedback. I mean, I try to get positive feedback for things. I actually think that you're right that you are way more likely to hear negative feedback than positive feedback, not only from confirmation bias, but just from human behavior. You're right. However, I do think the combat has to be really, really good. It's super necessary.
On the solid direction they want to go.
Or they might show off multiple iterations and then ask for our feedback.
But you wouldn't do that, would you, Steven? This would be worst case scenario for me, because it further confirms that they're still lacking great amounts of confidence when it comes to the combat direction. Even my own community, who have subjected themselves to an ungodly amount of my mediocre combat videos, still do not understand the direction Intrepid want to take with their hybrid combat.
I don't think they do either. I think the truth is they probably don't really know what they want to do, because the combat, the thing is with like an MMO, you have 1,000 different things going on in the game. So they're probably not really sure what they should do. And that's really the truth. Like, yeah, they're not really sure what they should do. They have no idea. Final Fantasy Spurg's being toxic in chat again. Can we stop this thing about how every time that people are being stupid, it's Final Fantasy players? Most Final Fantasy players are just watching the show. Yes, I think Final Fantasy players are very outspoken and vitriolic. Sometimes it can be annoying, but this is not something that is unique to them. It's just that there's a lot of them, and they're maybe a little bit more like that than other ones. It doesn't mean every time it happens. This is still it's still a 98, 99% scenario where it's only the 1% that's causing problems. Listen, most people here just want to watch the show. They just want to watch the show and not have to deal with any bullshit. Like, can we please focus on other, like, let's have drama with other things besides the different groups of people in the community. I feel like right now it's like I'm like the emperor of the community, right? And there's like warring states and countries with each other, and I'm trying to like fucking do some level of diplomacy because they won't stop fighting. And it's lowering the amount of money I get from taxes, and I'm trying to buy a new golden statue of myself to put it up in front of my house, you know, or one of my houses, right? And so I can't fucking I can't do this because people keep fighting and they're not paying the taxes. So guys, please stop with this bullshit about how Final Fantasy fans are getting mad or whatever, or fucking WoW players are getting mad, Lost Ark players are getting mad, Astro Grace. Just look at the fucking, it's a fucking video game. Who cares? If your identity is built around a video game, you're a fucking loser. Doesn't matter what game you play. You're a fucking loser.
So, at this point, I've just given up, and I'm recycling the same scripts over and over every month to farm
Says you?
free
How do you
ad
think
revenue.
I know?
But there are many other things to come for this month's live stream, including a little teaser image. So, let's sweep the realistic expectations aside and end today's predictions and hype video with some predictions and hype.
Okay. Rogues, daggers, and augments.
So there was a tiny Easter egg during last month's live stream that a few of the autists
shoes?
in our Discord noticed. Oh, hey, there's a shameless plug for the Discord, so come join us. We're running low on weebs to torch. Welcome.
Well, this is kind of awkward. This is a little bit awkward, isn't it? I mean, shit. Damn, all right, yeah, there we go.
Our community. So, what do you, anxiety or some shit? Come join us, because we've got a watch party set up for tomorrow's live stream. But this may have just been us seeing patterns when there's not any. However, there was this golden statue up at the top of the tower, indicating to me that there is likely going to be some sort of dual-wield reveal during this month's live stream. And lo and behold, 2 weeks ago, Stephen did indeed announce that they are going to showcase the daggers, which are, of course, dual-wield. Alongside this,
That's
a few
good.
months ago, we also
The daggers are really important in combat, because one of the really important parts about combat in a video game is collision. So you have some games like New World that have a very, very deliberate collision system, and you have games like WoW that have no collision. But daggers have the least range, so like you're going to be the most up close to another target. You see kind of what I'm saying? And like why that's important.
a little teaser that the assassin class will be showcased alongside the daggers. So my official prediction is, and I think this is fairly safe to say, that we'll likely end up with a new race rigged into the world, possibly the Pyre, hopefully the females, and Stephen featuring the basic attacks and general combat direction with terrible backpedaling and clicking his abilities using the daggers to showcase it. However, Stephen didn't say the rogue. He explicitly said the assassin, which is actually one of the 64 classes featured in the dual class system, which utilizes...
Bro, that 64 class system, that is ambitious. It is ambitious. It's gonna be a lot, man. Like if this game is good, here's the thing, is that if this game is good, it will be the best game ever. But there's a low chance that they could pull all this off. Like really, there's a very low chance they can pull it all off. Give me 1 second. 5 will be OP and no one will play the rest. That's the thing, right? Is like you don't want to have a situation where you have 64 classes and people play 6 to 4 classes. That's the worst situation you can have.
augments to change the functionality of each of the 8 primary classes' core abilities. But we've beaten this dead horse enough this month, so to save you some time, here's a playlist to all the combat topics that I milked. Additionally, Stephen gave us another tease, giving us a look at this very interesting looking ability, and the community are split as to what this ability could be. Is it the Mage Blink, augmented with the Cleric's Death Magic to give it a ghostly Reaper feel, or is it a mobility skill that belongs to the as aforementioned assassin class? If it just so happens to belong to the mage, then that would mean they have indeed utilized secondary augments to design this ability. And you know, my friends, that's some serious hopium that the team have far more than just basic weapon attacks up their sleeve this month. But I digress.
I think they probably have a few other abilities too. Yeah, sure, especially with ranged attacks. I don't see why that wouldn't be the case. Absolutely, why not? Yeah, it makes sense, man. And yeah, I mean, I'm really hoping that we get this as well. Like, I think it'll happen, but we're going to have to wait and see. I mean, it's going to be coming out. Like, as I said, this is in like 20 minutes or something like that, so I'm pretty fucking excited. Here we go.
We're getting a little too ahead of ourselves now, and I'd rather pass the query on to you, my dear viewer. What do you think this ability belongs to? Some sort of death-augmented mage, or perhaps a rogue mobility spell? The boys in the Discord...
I think if you had to guess, I would say if you combined a rogue and a, like, dark shaman or, like, a mage, maybe, you would get a spell like that.
Have kind of made me doubt myself, so I'd be interested
That's
to hear
what I would guess.
what you guys think as well. Additionally, if you're ever going to get a last-minute chance to inspire Steven with some additional information during his inevitable 40-minute explanation, then now is the time to do it.
But as usual, I am just one nerd desperate for a good MMO, and my opinions mean nothing without yours in the comments below. And hey, apologies if there's any editing mistakes in this video. I ended up staying up for 30 hours to finish that intro. And if you're one of those people that skip my intros, fuck you.
But Narc, Ashes of Creation's combat's gonna be trash. It's just an AoE fest.
And to that I say, listen kid, I don't know how many times I've got to explain it before it gets into your thick little head, but hybrid combat is designed this way for actually, you know what? Go pledge to Pantheon, mate, because you're high on copium.
Jesus, man. Fucking goddamn. Yeah, pledge 7 mil. The thing is that, like, I'm excited for it. I am. I'm really curious to see what they've got coming up here. If we've got a short video here, I'll go ahead and I'll look at it. And other than that, we'll return to old school experience. All right, we're gonna watch this, but we'll try to keep it. Fuck. There's like no way I can watch this and only pause for 4 minutes. There's no way I can do that.